Hi, hier ist Jule von Visions und ich sitze jetzt hier mit Frank Turner bei Rock am Ring und wir hören mal, wie es ihm hier so ergeht. Er spielt auf jeden Fall nicht zum ersten Mal heute hier. Hi Frank.
Hi.
Nice to meet you again.
Nice to see you.
How often have you played Rock am Ring so far?
I think this is my second time.
Second time?
I think so.
Okay.
I haven't checked today. I have a list of all the shows I've played. I've definitely been here at least one time before. It's a great festival. It's a famous festival. Everybody in England has heard of this festival. It's a little emotional for me to be here today because we last played here in 2015, and that day was the last time I saw my friend Nick, who was killed at the Bataclan attack.
Okay.
And we had lunch together. And obviously I didn't know it was the last time I would see him, but we had a lovely time. We had lunch, we caught up, shot the shit, and the next year, he died. So I'm thinking of him a lot today.
Okay, I see. And I was there 2015, and I remember that you swapped stages to a bigger stage. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that, but awesome. Cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Actually, hold on. Now that you mention it, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
But cool.
You swapped stages, and so I kind of discovered you there, and I was like, and all the crowds, they knew all the lyrics to Glory Hallelujah. And can you say a little bit how this festival crowd is different from like a normal?
Yeah, I mean, festivals are different from normal shows. I always think it's a little bit like speed dating. Mm-hmm. You know, like when you do a normal headline show, everybody bought tickets to see you, so you know the deal. And at a festival, obviously, hopefully some people know you and they come and see you, and that's great, and they know the words and stuff. Mm-hmm. But there's going to be a lot of people who maybe they're not ready to buy a ticket for a headline show yet, but they're interested. They might just be walking past at the right time. So it's like you've got to use your best chat-up lines. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got to put your best foot forward and make a good impression quickly. It's not really the time to play the experimental jazz B-side. You know what I mean? It's time to just kind of hit people in the face as hard as you can with your best songs and stuff. So it's fun. I mean, every year when we do festival season at the beginning, I'm really excited about it. And by the end, it's a little bit like, Jesus Christ, can I get a sound check, please? And maybe a roof, you know. But this is the first show of festival season for me this year. So I'm excited. I'm stoked to be here.
Okay, amazing. So I thought we play a little game and talk a bit about other bands, great live bands. It's just, you just have to choose.
Okay.
It's just one or the other.
Yeah.
So, Donuts or Skinny Lister?
Oh, come on. That is a hard question. They are both excellent live bands.
I know.
Because we're in Germany, I'm going to choose Do Nots. And in particular, at the Lost Evenings Festival in Berlin in 2022, I didn't ask the Do Nots to play initially because I thought they were too big. And then at the last minute, we had a band drop out, and I called Ingo, and he was like, yeah, of course we'll be there. So, and they played, and they blew me off stage. You know what I mean? They were so good. It was crazy. And everyone in my band and crew was standing there just being like, holy shit, these guys are amazing. So, and indeed, I just had a sleep on Ingo's lap about 15 minutes ago. So I have to say the Do Nots.
Okay. So Do Nots or the Hold Steady?
Oh, come on. It's so hard. I mean,
I know.
Will Ingo ever watch this?
Probably.
God damn it.
But you can...
Fuck you, Ingo. No, I'm kidding.
Like, the last band was like, I watched the first 5 songs on that band, and then I swap stages or go to the other band.
I mean, the Hold Steady are one of my favorite bands ever. I have tattoos for their lyrics and stuff. They're friends of mine, but I was a fan before, you know, and I remember seeing them in London in like, I guess 2007, something like that. And it's one of the best shows I've ever seen in my whole life. And they sing in English, which makes it easier for me to sing along.
Yes.
I mean, some Do Not songs are in English as well, of course.
Yeah,
but so I'm going to pick.
Sing.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Hold Steady. Sorry, Ingo.
Okay, the Hold Steady or Bruce Springsteen.
The Hold Steady.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I love Bruce Springsteen. Don't get me wrong. We opened for him 2 years ago, which was crazy. And you know, he's a legend and everything. But if you're forcing me to choose, I'll choose Hold Steady.
Okay, now it gets a little theoretical. Bruce Springsteen or Sister Rosetta Tharpe, if you had the chance.
I think that it would be very interesting and informative to watch Sister Rosetta Tharpe play. I've seen lots of live footage of her playing. I think ultimately I'm going to choose Bruce Springsteen. I mean, I think that there is an argument to be made that the two of them have an equal impact on modern music. I think she's very important and very impressive and all that kind of thing. But I think in my heart of hearts, the honest answer is Springsteen.
Mm-hmm. Bruce Springsteen or Flogging Molly?
I mean, I'm going to say Flogging Molly simply because they're my friends. You know, they're very, very close friends of mine. Also because Dave from Flogging Molly has been sick recently. He's on the mend. They are going to play again. And on the day when Dave gets back on a stage again, I think a lot of people are going to cry, including me.
All right. Flogging Molly or the Levelers?
This is just one long exercise in breaking my heart.
I'm so sorry. Well, it was...
Flogging Molly or the Levs? Well, I mean, fuck it. I'll say the Levs just because Flogging Molly won the last one. So, okay. I mean, I love the Levs. I saw them play the other day for the first time in a while, and they were still just as great as they ever were.
Okay, maybe you can guess the next one, the Levelers or New Model Army?
You know what? That is a long-running debate in fandom. And Justin is such a good dude. In fact, I saw him play at the same show where I saw the Levelers play. And so there's no like conflict between the bands personally. But I think long ago I pinned my colors to the Levelers mask, so I'm going to stick with Levelers.
All right. New Model Army or The Clash?
The Clash. Simply because I never saw them.
Yeah.
And I wish I had. I know people who did. And
okay.
they're a little older than me. But I've watched lots of footage and stuff, and I'd love to have seen The Clash.
Mm-hmm. The Clash or Black Flag?
Black Flag.
Mm-hmm. Black Flag or Agnostic Front?
I'm going to stick with Black Flag simply because I've seen Agnostic Front quite a lot, and they're fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. But I've never seen Black Flag. Mm-hmm. I've seen Flag, obviously. Mm-hmm. In fact, I saw them 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas at a festival, and they were incredible. But I never saw... If we're talking about Black Flag in 1982, let's say, then I'm going to go for Black Flag.
All right. Black Flag or AC/DC?
I mean, it's so different what you're getting from each of those two shows, you know? Also, I would say I have nothing but respect for AC/DC. I think they're an incredible band. I will say that after the passing of Malcolm, God rest his soul, I'm less interested in seeing AC/DC, so I'm going to stick with Black Flag.
Okay. Black Flag or Judas Priest?
I mean, I think the Judas Priest show would have more production, more smoke and lasers and stuff.
Bit, yeah.
And I fucking love Judas Priest, but I'm sticking with Black Flag.
Okay.
I don't have a Judas Priest tattoo, and I do have a Black Flag tattoo.
Then, okay. Maybe this one is a little bit harder.
Okay.
Black Flag or Iron Maiden?
Oh. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, they're so different, you know? Black Flag don't have any, like, animatronic zombies. I will say I've seen Iron Maiden quite a lot. The other thing is, though, that, like, so this summer, Maiden, the tour they're doing right now is their kind of, like, last time playing the old stuff or whatever it is they're doing. And I have to go. I'm playing a fucking festival the same day as the London show, so I might have to fly somewhere to see them. Okay. But I will.
Yeah.
So maybe Maiden.
It's your choice.
My heart just broke a little bit.
I'm sorry, but I have one last question in this game.
Okay.
Iron Maiden or NoFX?
I mean, I'm going to stick with Maiden because I've seen NoFX so many times. Also, I actually played at the last ever NoFX show. Mm-hmm. They did a thing at the end where they got 41 guitar players on to guest on the last song. Okay. It was supposed to be 42, but I just decided that I didn't want to watch them for the last time from the side of the stage because that's a shit place to watch a show from.
The sound isn't...
And it's so like, look at me, I'm cool. Do you know what I mean? And I was just like, fuck this. It's the last time they're ever going to play. I'm going into the crowd. So I was in the middle of the crowd, and then I suddenly remembered I was supposed to be on the side of the stage. It was like, oh shit. And then I was like, well, fucking whatever. But I guess my point is, I saw NoFX for the last time, and it kind of closed that chapter for me. I mean, I was hanging out with Mike when I saw Flag, actually. So, we're still friends and everything. But I'm going to stick with Iron Maiden. Did I just end that on Iron Maiden?
Yes.
I'm so predictable.
Well, it was really hard. So.
Okay.
But maybe my next question is, what's the best crowd-moving Iron Maiden festival song?
The crowd-moving song by Iron Maiden song that moves their audience.
Yeah.
I mean...
kind of moving them physically and emotionally, maybe there are two songs.
I think an obvious choice would be Fear of the Dark. I mean, it's difficult not to lose your shit when they play Fear of the Dark, you know what I mean? But I mean, so hold on. I'll try and keep this short. Bruce Dickinson left Iron Maiden in 1993, and I was 12. And on my 13th birthday, when you in England, when you cut your birthday cake, when the knife gets to the bottom, you make a wish, right? You don't tell anyone what it is, otherwise it won't come true. But I made a wish on my 13th birthday that one day I would see Iron Maiden with Bruce Dickinson on vocals. In 2000, I think it was, they played Earl's Court, which was their first show back in the UK with Bruce on vocals. And I was in the front row just looking around being like, you can fucking thank me later, motherfuckers, because this is all me and my 13th birthday wish. But they opened with The Trooper, and I thought I was going to die. So that was pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, that's quite an opener. And when you think about like festivals you watched or bands you watched on a festival, what are other bands that you remember that were quite...
Oh, I mean, I've been to a lot of festivals in my life. One of the best shows I've ever seen at a festival was Battles. You know Battles? They're a kind of post-rock band.
Okay.
Very kind of weird time signatures. I was on a lot of mushrooms, but they were just unbelievable. Like they blew my fucking mind out of the side of my head and onto the wall. You know what I mean? So big fan of that. The other one actually, and I get to repeat this tonight. About 10 years ago, I watched The Prodigy at a festival in Germany from the side of the stage, and it's one of the most insane shows I've ever seen in my life. Like they had like a 20,000 person circle pit going on, and it was genuinely quite scary. And it was in a field, and when they got people to jump up and down, the stage was shaking.
Okay.
And it's just like, okay, that's like seismic activity at this point. You know what I mean?
Moving on another level.
Yeah. So, and they're just, I mean, they're an important band. They're a brilliant band. I love them very much.
But when you are on festivals, like in the crowd, are you more like crowd surfing or more like beer drinking in the back or more like fighting in the first row? Or
I'm 43 years old. Which one do you think?
So today it's maybe beer drinking in the back and
yeah, or maybe even the side.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
15 years ago.
20 years ago. I mean, I grew up going to Reading Festival in the UK, and I used to crowd surf and get in the front and all that stuff. But it's been a while. I'm quite tall, which means standing at the front means I just get hit in the back of the head by crowd surfers the whole time. So.
Okay. And when you are on stage, which song or what are like the typical festival songs where you know the crowd is reacting very strongly?
Oh, I mean, I think that I Still Believe goes down well. Four Simple Words, Get Better. I mean, it's not too different at a festival to a normal show. That said, I mean, I have moments in my show where I order the crowd to obey me and do dumb stuff like ballet dancing and stuff. And it's fun to do at a festival. You get a lot of people joining in.
Do you learn that from Bruce Dickinson, how to order a crowd? Because he's very good at that.
He is very good at it. I mean, yeah, from Bruce Dickinson, but I mean, I think, I remember, actually, any band that's coming up and starting to play bigger shows, if they're not on the side of the stage taking notes from bigger bands, then they're not going anywhere. And I did that for years. And I remember touring with Dropkick Murphys in the States in 2012 and just learning so much about how to move a crowd. So.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mike.
My pleasure.